9 a.m. on Wednesday, November 6th. I'd like to go ahead and call the weekly meeting of the Logansport Board of Works and Safety. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Franklin?
Here.
Ron Miller?
Present.
Chris Armstrong?
Here.
Approval of minutes, October 30th, 2013 meeting.
I've read them. I would make a motion we approve as presented the minutes from the October 30th meeting.
Second.
Been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. Passes on a vote of 3-0. Approval of claims in the amount of $335,046.34.
I have reviewed the claims as presented. I would make a motion we approve them in the amount of $335,046.34.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion?
None.
Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. Passes on a vote of 3-0. There are no licenses for consideration. Are there any visitor comments? No visitor comments. Under old business, there's none to be considered. There's no new business to be considered. Under reports, I would ask for building commissioner.
Good morning. I had submitted my report for your review. If you had a chance to review it, I'll take any questions you have. One item that I would like to just bring up, there is a person who has purchased 401 East Main Street through the tax sale. The property was condemned over a year ago, and they've requested the right to pull a building permit to do the reconstruction on that.
401 or 410?
It could be 410 East Main Street.
The house that was on fire?
Yes.
Okay, that's 410.
Okay, I apologize, typo. 410 East Main Street. She's put together a construction plan as the items that she's going to be doing inside the house, and is fully understanding that the permit will be issued for reconstruction only and not to allow occupancy until a final inspection is done. So I would request permission to release the condemnation order allowing for the building permit to be issued for that.
And that's necessary to have the utilities turned on?
Yes, to have the utilities turned on, yes.
I would make the motion that we approve that request.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Pass on a vote of 3-0. Bill, I think we've had that discussion before. I'm not sure that that's not something that you can just say. I appreciate you keeping us informed, but I think you can do that yourself without official board action. I mean, thank you, but
No, I agree with you, but for my own convenience and to use as latitude of importance to enforce the need to have a detailed plan of action.
okay.
I mean, I can move forward without board approval, but
Okay.
it is assisting in times.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Looks like a lot of other things moving along. Hopefully there'll be some more in the very near future, and we're making some progress. I know you're staying busy, and I hope you get a lot more busy in the next few months. I would make the motion that we approve the report of the building commissioner as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes on a vote of 3-0.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In front of you, my report, your review, and hopefully approval. Notice to appear today. Had 8 on there. I'll go through them, starting with, my papers are a little out of order because I had 3 people come in and see me this morning. So starting with James Tribbett. That property has been resolved and cleaned up. Next on the list is 319 Northern Avenue. These folks came in and talked to me just a little bit ago. I gave them an extra 2 weeks. They assured me that they would have it cleaned up by the 20th. I advised them that they would need to reappear if it's not cleaned up by the 20th. and I will send them an additional letter.
Excuse me, George, was that the couple that was here and then left?
No, those were, their property will be coming up a little later.
Right, thanks.
Next is Kimberly Lynch at 319 Northern Avenue. She came in and I discussed with her, is that the one I just said?
That's
Yes,
it.
it
Yeah.
is.
Good.
Okay, I'm sorry. Next on the list is Mickey Smith. Mickey, you can see from the pictures there, these pictures were taken yesterday. I'll show you the original pictures. You can look through those. He did clean up the front yard, made a little bit of an effort to clean up the backyard. And actually last week when I drove through there, it was cleaner than what it was yesterday. It has, he's let it get back to near the condition that it was when I first violated him. He's been an ongoing problem. If you flip over to the current pictures that were taken yesterday,
Is there a body in that carpet?
The front of the house is cleaned up now?
not entirely. If you flip over, where are we at? Right. Right here is the front of the house. It's just some type of a small electric scooter, a frame for a go-kart, plywood. This is the backyard. All he's done is covered up the shelving with a blue tarp. He's got debris there.
Is this the side of the front of the house?
Yes. You have a complete set of pictures right there of the entire backyard.
And when was he first notified? Okay, I see it.
The original letter went out October the 4th. I did have personal conversation with him that day. It didn't go real well.
It did?
It did not go real well.
Okay. Do you know if the vehicle runs?
No, I don't have any idea whether it runs or not.
Based on the 5-gallon bucket sitting where the grill normally sits in a vehicle, I would assume that it does not. Is the vehicle still there?
The white pickup truck is gone, but there was another vehicle that was there yesterday when I took the pictures. If you look, I don't believe I took a picture of it. The white vehicle, I know he did have to tow it out of there. I'm assuming that the vehicle that was there yesterday runs.
And these photographs that you have, do they reflect the condition of the property on October 4th? This first
set, yes.
Okay. Is that like a steel?
Metal shelving, yes.
Okay, just like erected in the backyard but open.
Right.
That's now covered under a blue tarp.
Which basically is the same thing that we had on the 19th Street property 2 weeks ago.
Okay. I want to be very careful about this one. I remember we had Mr. Smith in our presence about a year and a half ago.
Yep, that's
And
correct.
we ordered a property cleanup, and there was a very technical detail that had been omitted, and we ended up paying for that cleanup ourselves. Even though we felt that we were right in doing it, we wanted to make sure that we gave the benefit of the doubt to make sure that everything was done properly. And I'm inclined to take this under advisement for 1 week while we study this to make sure that we've done everything properly. And he's been ordered to appear. I think it would be safe to go ahead and order him to appear again next week. He was ordered to appear today, correct?
Yes.
And he's not here.
Yes.
Mr. Smith isn't here.
I don't believe he signed for it.
Okay. I want to make sure that we have done everything proper.
No, he did not sign for it. It says right here that notice was left on February 18th.
Friday, October 18th.
Right. Friday, October, yeah, but he never picked it up.
Okay. So that was last Friday. Randy, would you weigh in on that? What do you think? I mean, should we go ahead and...
We've given him notice by mail, and George has had conversations with him, right?
Yes.
And George, you told him to be here today?
Yes.
You told him to verbally, or you did that through the notice in the mail?
I did that through the notice in the mail and verbally.
Okay.
Certified notice or snail mail notice?
Both.
Okay. So we know that he got snail mail notice, and refused to sign for the...
My
Refused
recommendation
to
would
pick it up.
be that I hand deliver him another letter. It's too late to send a certified if we want him to reappear in another week, but I would send him a snail mail, and I'll hand deliver him one requesting him to be here next week.
That's the safest path.
Okay. Would you advise against or recommend that we have a uniformed police officer deliver that to the house?
Okay. George, when you say the conversation didn't go real well, just meaning he didn't want to clean up, or is he belligerent?
He's pretty belligerent.
Uniformed officer.
Okay. Get with the police department, we'll have a uniformed officer deliver that, and whoever that officer is, ask them to be present next Wednesday at the Board of Works meeting. So in all likelihood, needs to be somebody who's upstairs.
Okay.
And we'll have them here to testify that they did in fact leave it. They can attach it to the door in some way. I just want to make sure that we do everything that we can to give him plenty of opportunity so that we don't have to go through the same thing again. I'm trying to avoid any appearance of misconduct or that we're picking on the guy in any way. So I would make the motion that we extend or take under advisement the recommendation to order property cleanup at 1320 Liberty Street for 1 more week, which will take us up until November 13th.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, passes on a vote of 3-0. 1 week extension for 1320 Liberty Street.
Next is 820 North Street. That one has been resolved. 1104 Michigan Avenue. I spoke with these folks on the telephone, and I granted them an additional 2 weeks. 405 Riverview, he was just in my office, and I gave him an additional 2 weeks as well. 1118, 1129 North Street, they were also just in my office, and I gave them another 2 weeks. She assured me that it would be taken care of. And 519 Front Street, Ron, which is the gentleman that was just in here, he is attempting to clean the property up so that he can sell it. He's aware that there's a problem. He said that he would try to get a trash dumpster in there and clean it up. I gave him till the 27th, 3 weeks.
Okay. I'd make the motion that we approve the code enforcement report as presented. It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, passed on a vote of 3-0. Thank you, George. Superintendent of Public Works.
Good morning.
Morning.
I respectively submit my report for the Public Works Department, which includes the Street Department and also Mount Hope Cemetery. If you have time, you can go through that. Any questions, I'll be glad to answer and hopefully get your approval.
How many loads of leaves did you pick up yesterday?
The back, we take the whole back and dump it, and there were like 14.
Dump truck loads. And are you running bag route in addition
Yes,
to the
we
leaf?
have, every day we
Yeah.
run a bag route.
I know it's got to be a tremendous amount of effort that you have to put into that. Do you have, did you call in outside help?
We transferred, we have 4 people that we transferred from the cemetery down that were part-time, and we hire them for like 6 to 8 weeks just for leaf season.
You see. And so how many guys do you have working on the leaf crew?
We had 15 yesterday,
15. Okay. Fantastic.
and I was one of the 15. I didn't go back. I was glad we had a Board of Works meeting this morning. Whew.
All right. I'd make the motion that we approve the report of the Superintendent of Public Works as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
Thank you.
Passes on a vote of 3-0. Thank you. Fire Chief and the Chief of Police are excused today. Are there any board member comments? None. Hearing none. Miscellaneous business, including ADA Section 504 compliance and concerns, or any other matters not already considered. Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.